let's move on and let's shift focus to the buy now, sell now lens topic. And Cheryl, what we are seeing in the markets is that the non-PSU banking index, or the stocks rather, they have been performing really well. And now the comparison really lies between the railway stock as well as the defense stocks. How are they shaping up on a YTD basis? What a great move we have seen.
Yes, absolutely, Shrishti. In fact, let's not limit it only to the railway and the defense stocks when it comes to the PSUs. Also, you have the power stocks. How can we forget that particular entire segment in the PSU basket that have also seen like spectacular returns, be it REC, PFC, BHEL, NTPC, for the matter of fact, JSW Energy as well. All of them have seen spectacular returns over the last few months itself. Also, talking about the defense counters, you have Mazagon Dock 133% uptick. You have Cochin Shipyard, HAL logging in 50% plus uptick over the last year to date. Also, you have good gains coming in from the railway stocks. Titagarh Wagons, that particular count has seen 260% uptick this year alone, along with RVNL and IRFC. And if you see, it's not only limited to a particular segment in defense or in railways, it's the entire pack that is seeing powerful moves. So let's put the spotlight on these counters, these PSU names, apart from the PSU banks, as to where should you go ahead and park your money. And if you've already done that, then what should you do now, given the fact all of them have seen spectacular returns? So let's ask our experts that. We have Kunal Bothra as well as Mr. G Chokkalingam joining us on the show. A very good morning to both of you. And Mr. Chokkalingam, I'll come first to you. Spectacular returns we've seen in all of these segments, be it defense, be it railways, be it power. But what lies ahead for these segments? Do you think the fundamentals will support a further run-up in all of these counters, or do you think it is just the pre-election year move that these stocks are seeing?
Yeah. Definitely fundamentals cannot support. The valuations of defense and railway stocks are extremely stretched, and only the perception and the speculation can take them up further. And this is a great opportunity after COVID time for the retail investors to book profit. I'm not saying you book profit day one, but certainly, these stocks can correct in a big way, maybe in few days or few weeks, and maybe even after a month or two. But they have to correct. If you look back 30 years of history, the small cap, particularly this thematic rally, they always fizzled out, which is based on the logic that ultimately you don't find valuation comfort at all. And this kind of money you can't make in any other asset classes. And today, up to 310 lakh crore of overall market cap, let me tell you that there is no appetite to absorb. Even 0.5% of the overall selling comes to the market. And now, second, the monsoon is pathetic for last 2 weeks. It's quite bad for last 2 weeks. It is pulling down the overall rainfall in a very big way. And as I said, valuation comfort is not there. So retail investors should consider booking profits gradually in a phased manner and use this money to reduce your debt, return your housing loan, buy gold ETF, and sit on some cash. That would be the prudent strategy. Otherwise, there will be a big regret, maybe after a few days or few weeks or after 1 or 2 months.
Okay, so that's the take coming in from Mr. Chokkalingam, that the current rally is unlikely to sustain, and at this point in time, the investors who have already are sitting at good gains should look out to book some profits. But Kunal, onto the chart, some of the good picks that were on your radar, because I remember that you have cashed the rally in all these PSU from the power space, as well as some of the other stocks in the defense space were also on your radar. So at current point in time, any of the stock that is making on your list, any trade that is likely?
So not exactly on current levels I would suggest a buy, but my sense is that these stocks have run through one leg of strong uptrend, and specifically the likes of PFC, REC, they've gone through a phenomenal uptrend. We've seen that most of the indicators over here on the daily weekly charts have come back into an overbought territory, which means that for the next 1 or 2 weeks you might see some odd correction which could come out into these names. So broadly, like a 10% correction could be a very good point to start entering into the stock. I sense that a second leg of a breakout could start up pretty soon for these power names, defense names, etc. Maybe post the September series. So I think the entire next month I would probably expect a mild correction into these stocks, an 8 to 10% correction. I call it mild because of the way these stocks have run up more than 50% to 80% in the past 3 to 6 months. And I think traders who have missed out on the rally should try and take advantage of that correction to enter into these names.
Alright, so that's the strategy to adopt in case you missed out on the rally in these PSU names. And must say, Shrishti, third time lucky. We've been trying to discuss PSU stocks for the last 3 days, and finally you're here and we've been able to actually discuss it. But on that note, viewers, we'll slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. When we come back, we'll start taking your queries. We will not miss it, so don't go anywhere.